I am Representative Sharp from the 100th District out in Ashland, the great 100th District, the only three-digit district in the Commonwealth. And for my compatriot, Air Force compatriot, Colonel, I just want to say I'm celebrating Juneteenth by making sure everyone knows it was a U.S. Army cavalry unit that went in and did that. Yes, I noticed. That's why I'm pointing it out. But on to other things. Sitting next to me, I've got Sergeant Major Timothy F9, and he is a military policeman. He is the Command Sergeant Major for the 198th Military Police Battalion in Louisville, which is part of the Kentucky Army National Guard. Now, as someone that is a former military policeman, I remember reading about his activities when I was on active duty, and I was like, man, I got to meet this guy someday, him and his team, because what they did over in the sandbox is absolutely outstanding, and I'm going to let him talk to it about it. There's a couple of videos on YouTube you can watch and see what he did, and this is exactly what the military police were trained to do to support combat operations, and I'm very happy to be here, Sergeant Major. And with that, I'm going to let you talk to the panel. Tell them a little bit about your background.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Sergeant Major Tim Nine from the 198th Military Police Battalion. As he said, I have the distinct pleasure right now of representing 695 soldiers geographically dispersed across Kentucky. Our job is to service the people of Kentucky and provide law enforcement augmentation during emergencies and other disasters, or when the governor decides that we need to go help. It's one of the best jobs I could ever have in the Army, and being a military policeman as well has just been the greatest thing ever. I work full-time. I'm part of your full-time staff for the Kentucky National Guard. And back in 2005, I'll take you back to on 20 March. It was the second anniversary of our liberation of Iraq. And that's one of the greatest things about talking today. We're talking about June 19th for liberation of people. Well, that's what we were there to do. And on that particular day, 50 anti-Iraqi forces set up a small ambush, actually a little bit larger ambush, to be able to stop coalition forces from their freedom of movement throughout the area. On that particular day, I was a staff sergeant, and I led a group of 9 military police soldiers and 1 medic, women and men, to counter this ambush. And at the end, 35 were either killed or captured of enemy forces, and 15 were driven off because they thought we were a larger force than what we were. Just normal, everyday Kentucky citizens outperforming operations globally, doing great things. Even the better part of it, not one coalition soldier was killed in the entire operation. So it's a tribute to what the citizens of Kentucky pay for and what we're able to do, not just here, but globally. Right now, I can honestly say that since February 2nd of 2001, there's only been 2 years and almost 24 years now, 2 years that a unit from our battalion has not been deployed somewhere. So we're consistently up, moving and going, training and preparing to be able to service the people of Kentucky and the citizens of the United States. So, sir?
Well, the Sergeant Major's been deployed to places not only in the Middle East, but he's been to Ecuador, Panama, Bosnia-Herzegovina, as well as the southern border in Texas. He's done a lot. And how many people were on your team that day that you went into in Iraq?
There were 10 total.
10 total?
Myself.
Okay. And how many awards out of that?
Myself, I was awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. Sergeant Leanne Hester was the first female to be awarded the Silver Star for combat action against the enemy force. Sergeant Jason Mike, our medic, was awarded the Silver Star as well. And the remaining unit received Bronze Stars with Valor, or ARCOMs with V with Valor, and 5 Purple Hearts were awarded from that one action that day.
Now, my understanding is you actually went into the trench and started clearing the trench.
Absolutely. Sergeant Leanne Hester and I, when it came to a point where we believed, at least I believed, that we were about to be overrun by the force that I had committed ourselves to, went into a canal system to close the fight and finish the day off. against at least 5 different combatants at ranges no farther than 20 yards.
Okay, and my understanding is you were traveling in a stack. She was shooting over your shoulder.
Yeah, yes.
When that happened. How's your hearing?
Actually, it's ironic where your your auditory shuts down and you can hear normal conversations, but even with a muzzle, and I tell this story and I can still feel the heat and the overpressure coming out of her barrel as she shot over my shoulder as we continue to fight our way down the trench, throwing grenades and shooting our rifles.
When I read about that, it's just amazing. He's had a lot of the military police corps has acknowledged what he has done. He's had a lot of accolades for that, and I'm one that's I'm just happy you're here. I'm happy I'm the one that gets to introduce you as a former MP, and I think this is awesome. And his wife is here. Is that Raina? Renee. Renee is here, and she doesn't want to come up front, but I just want to acknowledge that because as far as the military, it's not just a soldier. He's got a family team that's got to support him, and I'm sure she's had to put up with him deploying to all these places and taking care of everything on the home front. So she needs to be recognized also, and because she's put up with a lot and had to take care of a lot while he was out protecting the Commonwealth and protecting the nation. So with that, I want to congratulate you.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I've got a coin for you.
And I have one for you as well. I'm sorry, let me switch hands there.
Okay.
Appreciate it, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir,
you.
Sergeant Major. Is there any questions from the committee?
Any members have any questions? We really appreciate what you've done, and of course it was mentioned that the Distinguished Service Cross that is that you received is actually one below the Medal of Honor. So that's awesome. So Representative Johnson.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to say, Sergeant Major, your actions and the actions of your team are in the finest traditions of our military and the Kentucky Guard, and I just want to say thank you.
All right.